network concept to transmission medium. So here we have already started. A transmission medium is one which carries a signal from one computer to another. It is also known as communication channel. Transmission medium can be wired or wireless. So wired we have already done. Guided, again I am just showing it. We can also call, for wired we can use the term guided media, and wireless we can use the term unguided media. So wire transmission media includes twisted pair, Ethernet cable, coaxial cable, and optical fiber. Now you should know the difference between all the four, as well as the advantages and disadvantages of these will come. Theoretical paper. So two advantages of each and two disadvantages of each. Whereas wireless transmission media includes microwave, radio wave, satellite, infrared, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi. So in Viva also they will ask you example of Wi-Fi, Bluetooth at your home, which one, which all you are using and how you are using it. Now wire transmission media, from the name only you can understand we are using wires or guided transmission media. Physically connects the two computers. The data signal physically gets transferred from the transmitting computer to the receiving computer through the wire transmission media. Some of the wire transmission media discussed below. So twisted pair, you have seen at your home, your electrical devices, we are using this twisted pairs. The next one is your coaxial cables. Twisted pair is of two types: unshielded twisted pair and shielded twisted pair. So in shielded twisted pair, the shields will be there, and in unshielded, directly they will be, means bunched, and they will be given a coating. Next is coaxial cables. In coaxial cables, a center core is there, then the inner sheathing and insulator is there, metallic shield to hold the wire. Suppose you are laying it outside, so that the strength, to give the strength, we are giving this metallic shield, and finally the outer covering, that is the plastic jacket. Now in your home you might have seen all the cables. If you just give a look on all the cables, like your mobile charger, your headphone, your laptop charger, your mouse cables. So all the cables, if you see, you can find the difference between twisted pair, your LAN connection, internet connection. So fiber optic will not be present in your house. Those are laid outside for WAN connections. We are using it. So, or in internet, I will show you under ocean how the fiber optic cables are laid for secured data transmission. Normally cable means, guided means it is secured, no leakage, nobody can get our data. But if it is through air, that is unguided, through microwaves, through radio waves, then anybody can get our information. So more secured is this guided, wired, or using cables. Now here you can see this. Already we have done. I will share with you the class, previous class, where the wired we have done. So today we are going to do the wireless. Optical fiber, from the name only, optic means light is used for the transmission, and here the core is there, glass or plastic core is there, where the light, using this total internal reflection, it remains inside, and it contains, this light signal consists of the data to be transmitted, or the information from one place to another place. Using this light we are sending. So here how this core, this for protection, we are putting the cladding, the coating. So these things, you just once again you go through it. Then all the advantages and disadvantages. In exam they will ask you that from this distance, from this block to this block, connection is to be made. So which cable you will use, whether you will use twisted pair or coaxial or fiber optic, and why. So you know all the advantages and disadvantages. From here only we will decide. Suppose you are opening your own office, a case study is given to you, that you are opening your own office, and in that office you want to connect 50 computers. So how you will connect it, using which cable, how you will give the internet connection, so which all cables you will use, wired you will use, or a wireless Wi-Fi you will use, whatever you will use, that will be asked, and why. There is some reason for that. So that you have to explain. Clear? Now here you can see that advantages, since light is the transmission media, no electromagnetic interference, no noise is there. Then in harsh industrial environment it is highly suitable. Then very fast means of transmission, because light we are using. Then guarantees secure transmission and a very high transmission capacity. It can be used for broadband transmission, where several channels can be handled in parallel. Disadvantages, of course, it is expensive, difficult to install, maintain, since difficult to install and maintain, since they are quite fragile. Connecting two fibers together, or even connecting the light source with the cable, is a difficult process. Mainly wherever connection is there, that is the most difficult process. Hence, connection loss is a common problem. Light can reach the receiver out of phase. Okay, so these are your disadvantages. Fiber optic cables can be of two types. Single node fiber optic cable, it supports a segment length of up to 2 kilometers and bandwidth of up to 100 Mbps. Multi-node fiber optic cable, it has a segment length of 100 kilometers and bandwidth of 2 Gbps. So I will share with you this wired one, already we have done previously. Now today our topic is wireless transmission media. Wireless or unbounded or unguided media transports electromagnetic waves without using a physical conductor. The signals are broadcasted through air or water and thus are available to anyone that has a device capable of receiving them. Some of the wireless media are infrared, radio waves, microwaves, satellite. Then at home you are using Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, infrared also we are using for TV remotes and all. So these are the different type of wireless transmission media. Let us see one by one. What is infrared? Infrared is the frequency of light that is not visible to human eye. It has a range of wavelengths, just like visible light has wavelengths from red light to violet light. Far infrared waves are thermal. This is the reason we feel the heat from sunlight, a fire, or a radiator. Shorter near infrared waves are not hot at all. In fact, we cannot even feel them. These shorter wavelengths are the ones used by your TV remotes. Infrared communication requires a transceiver, a combination of transmitter and receiver in both devices that communicate. Infrared communication is playing an important role in wireless data communication due to the popularity of laptop computers, personal digital assistants, PDAs, then digital cameras, mobile phones, pagers and other devices. But being a line of sight transmission, it is sensitive to fog and other atmospheric conditions. So this you underline it, line of sight transmission. Clear? So if there are buildings or hills and the properly between the two transmitter and receiver, if line of sight is not there, it is not visible behind the building or behind the hill, there it is not possible. So it is sensitive to fog and other atmospheric conditions. Advantages, since it is having short range of communication, hence it is considered to be a secure mode of transmission. It is quite inexpensive transmission medium. Disadvantage, it can only be used for short range communication. Infrared wave transmission cannot pass through obstructions like walls, buildings, etc. So this easily you can remember with the remote of your house for switching on the TV, switching off the TV. So infrared means the transmitter and the receiver should be visible to each other, means line of sight should be there. There should not be any obstructions. like walls, buildings, etc., then it is used for only short range of communication. Next is your radio waves. We all are quite familiar with radios and their working. In case of radio wave transmission, certain radio frequencies are allocated to private government organizations for direct voice communications. Each radio signal uses a different frequency and this differentiates it from others. The transmitter takes some message, encodes it and then transmits it with radio wave. The receiver on the other hand receives the radio waves and decodes it. Both the transmitter and receiver use antennas to radiate and capture the radio signal. Radio transmission is widely used by delivery services, policemen, security personnel, etc. So while you're traveling, while you're moving, that time radio waves are used normally for, suppose you are traveling in a train or you are having means whenever you are moving at that time, this is the best means. It is easy to communicate through radio waves in difficult terrains since there is no need of digging and laying cables. Radio waves can travel through long distance in all directions. Also, they can easily pass through obstacles like a building, so they can be used for both indoor and outdoor communication. Disadvantages: it is susceptible to weather effects like rain, thunderstorm, etc. All through air, unguided media, all microwaves, radio waves, everyone, weather effects like rain, thunderstorm, this will affect. Data transmitted through radio wave is not secure. So all are not secure because it is through air. So all are not secure. Now next is microwave. Another popular transmission media is the microwave, which permits data transmission rates of about 16 gigabits per second. This type of transmission uses high frequency radio signals to transmit data through space. Like radio waves, microwaves can pass through obstacles, that is building, mountain, etc. Microwaves offer a line of sight method of communication. A transmitter and receiver of the microwave system are mounted on very high towers and both should be visible to each other. Line of sight. In case of microwave transmission, curvature of the earth, mountains and other structures often block the line of sight. That's why one question they will ask you, that in hilly region which one is the best one? We are writing radio waves and not microwaves, because here the line of sight should be there. Hence, several repeater stations are required for long distance transmission, thereby increasing the cost considerably. It is generally used for long distance telephonic communications. Microwave transmission advantages. Microwave transmissions does not require the expense of laying cables. Same, it can carry 25,000 voice channels at the same time, broadband. Since no cables are to be laid down, so it offers ease of communication over difficult terrains like hilly areas. But hilly areas, when they are asking you in question paper, normally one question is asked, we are writing radio waves. They have given, Cbse has given the explanation also. Now, microwave transmission does not require the expense of laying cables. It can carry, so advantages we have done. Disadvantages: signals become weak after traveling a certain distance and so require amplification. To overcome this problem, repeaters are used at regular intervals, that is 25 to 30 kilometers. The data signals are received, amplified and then retransmitted. This makes it a very expensive mode of communication. So this is the disadvantage, it is very expensive. Installation and maintenance of microwave links turns out to be a very expensive affair. The transmission is affected by weather condition like rain, thunderstorm, etc. So this is same in all. Rain and thunderstorm will affect. Next, satellites. Satellites are an essential part of telecommunication system worldwide today. They can carry a large amount of data in addition to TV signals. Now, satellite, you can see that a large area of our earth this satellite can cover. Satellite communication is a special use of microwave transmission system. A satellite is placed precisely at 36,000 km above the equator, where its orbit speed exactly matches the Earth's rotation speed. Hence, it always stays over the same point with respect to the Earth. This allows the ground station to aim its antenna at a fixed point in the sky. The ground station consists of a satellite dish that functions as an antenna and communication equipment to transmit, called uplink, and receive, called downlink, data from satellites passing overheads. Such satellites can cost $60 million to build, but only 3 of them are needed to cover the entire Earth's surface. Capacity or number of channels used in satellite communications depends on the frequency used. Typical data transfer rate are 1 to 10 Mbps. Satellites are especially used for remote locations which are difficult to reach with wired infrastructures. Also, communication and data transfer on internet is only possible through satellites. As you all know, worldwide we are using internet. So we all are using satellite communication for WAN, wide area networking. Advantages: satellite communication is very economical, keeping in mind the fact that the area covered through satellite transmission is quite large. For example, satellites used for national transmission are visible from all parts of the country. Transmission and reception costs are independent of the distance between the 2 points. Disadvantages: placing the satellite into its orbit involves very high cost. Since signals sent to the satellite are broadcasted to all receivers, so necessary security measures have to be taken to prevent unauthorized tampering of data. Transmission is affected by weather conditions like rain, thunderstorm, etc. So these were your 4, and Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, already you are using it. So mainly these are your 4 unwired or wireless or unguided transmission media. Now go through it. Question paper case study I will discuss with you. So what all are the advantages and disadvantages, those we will discuss. I will show you the paper. In question paper they ask you the difference between 2. In case study they will give a case study and ask you which one to use. Mostly the answer is satellite, and for hilly region the answer will be your radio waves. And if they ask you your TV at home, remote, so infrared you will write, and at home you are using Wi-Fi and Bluetooth also.